What's up, guys? It's your girl Serpentine10, and today I want to talk about the story mode that's going to be coming back to Tekken 8 and everything revolving around Ogre. So, whichever one you want to call them, Ogre, Ancient Ogre, True Ogre, is so many names for him depending on which game you played, but we now know him as Ancient Ogre. We know that he was spotted when you actually see a flashback of Jin's, previous thoughts about how June died, but there was something that I did notice about all that, and it seems like whenever we do get the next story mode that involves June and Heihachi and all the other characters that they showed us, it seems like we might see Ogre a little sooner than later. Jin does have a flashback of Ogre when he is fighting Kazuya, and you see this picture here. So I actually have this picture on the screen because this picture stood out to me a lot because it was fully rendered and redone. Now you guys know that a lot of the past Tekken scenes, even that one when they said Heihachi Mishima is dead, they actually remade that entire sequence. But I did notice that there was a lot of other past instances that they did not remake, like Heihachi coming from the grave in Tekken 7, and you suddenly see Lars and he's standing the same way. Like, that wasn't really redone, but they did redo Ogre. And another thing that I noticed is that he was not holding the head in his hands, and that was also interesting because if this is supposed to be a part of June's story, that we might end up seeing how she might have died, because it's said that that's her head, but we don't really know for sure. Or if this is just how Jin thinks that his mom died. It's very interesting to see that because he wasn't holding the hand in his arms this time. When you actually see this image, it was really weird, but just standing there. So I find this image very puzzling, to say the least. Even in Heihachi's trailer, there was a small snippet, and if you blinked, you probably would have missed it. And it was when Heihachi was rising out of the fire. Now, he was not coming from the volcano, I noticed. It seems that he was at the Mishima Dojo where we have Reina stage, and he was just kind of walking through there. Now, I know that this is probably part of the story mode that they have been telling us about, but it was very interesting because there was a specific statue that was next to all of this, and it had some resemblance to Ogre in some way, shape, and form. Now, take this with a grain of salt, of course, but this image on the side that's kind of grainy, not the best. When Heihachi is walking through the flames, you see this image. Now, a lot of people do think that this is a statue of Ogre. Now, in Tekken 3, I don't know what Heihachi was doing to resurrect Ogre, but apparently he was doing something he had no business, and Ogre came back. Now, I don't know if Ogre and Heihachi are intertwined in this story some kind of way. I mean, it could be that Ogre is involved in the story mode a little bit more than we think, because we have to talk about June's story eventually. Now, this image, I'm not 1000% sold that it is, Ogre. I have seen a statue that looks similar to this on Reina's stage. It might possibly be that, but this is just something to think about. Now, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up about Ancient Ogre coming back 1000%, but I had to talk about this because I feel like if he is going to be a part of this, I haven't heard anything about any leaks or anything. Now, you know that people finds the leaks from the PC versions, and I haven't heard anything about Ogre because he actually just showed up in the story mode, and he also shows up in, past memories. And if June is around, we have to talk about her story mode when it comes out, because if she's going to have her own story intertwined with this, we have to understand and figure out where she's been all this time. And we probably would know that she's been asleep in a tree, obviously. I want to know what June has been up to, and if she really did die to Ogre. I mean, we have to figure out if all this going on with Heihachi has anything to do with Ogre as well, because it could be just a big swerve on all of this. Because I don't know when the next Tekken 8 story comes out. I thought it was going to come out with Lydia, but that didn't happen, and it's probably going to come out with Heihachi. We got some time to go, but I'm not saying that Ancient Ogre would be the last character. To be honest, I kind of feel like they're gonna designate that spot to Falcon Rom, but if he is here in any capacity, he has to be in the story mode, and we got to talk about him. But I want to see what you guys think about, do you think that statue I showed, do you think that's Ogre, or is it just something else? And do you think that Ancient Ogre is going to be a major player in the story, and is he going to make a big return in the future? But you guys let me know, and you guys know what you have to do. Make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, and make sure you guys check me out here every week on YouTube. Till next time, guys. Peace.